Cuckoo, cuckoo, everybody. Coach Rab here, and I'm at my favourite loch. I'm not at the usual spot because there's some sort of event going on over there. How dare they? How dare they? This is my loch. I've peed in it and everything. It's mine. So I'm at a slightly different section. I can still see the same section I'm normally in. I'm going to give you a little short lesson on the peace. Or peace is the absence of conflict. I can't remember what smart person said that initially. Some intelligent stoic dude, probably. But ultimately, in everyday lives we can experience stresses, anxiety, work stress, family stress, money worries, etc. And a lot of the time the stress or the problem is the problem, and then in our heads we amplify the problem and make it much bigger. Now if you had zero problems, you'd be at peace. Unfortunately, life does throw things at us. It's almost like it's a cruel game that it plays with us at times. And then again, we take those cruel things and we run with them and worry about them and build them into things that they're not. Sorry about the wind, by the way. Hopefully it'll go away. So stress management is a key to mitigating or dealing with conflict. Okay, so if the goal is to be at peace, you want the absence of conflict. How do you get rid of conflict? You deal with it or you mitigate it where possible. Now, one of the things I teach is conflict charts. The conflict charts are a very straightforward way to make you feel better about the problems that you have on your plate. So with a conflict chart, you basically write the word conflict on a bit of paper, and then off it, you do bubbles, and you do all the things that are on your mind in that moment in time. Now, it could be something like your workload, your car's bothering you, the hoover's broken, you've got to cut the grass. You'll have a bunch of things on that list. And some will be big things, some will be little things, some will be trivial things. But you put them down anyway because they're on your mind in that given moment. And then what you do, the second part to the exercise, is you work your way around each one of those conflicts and you ask yourself a very simple 50-50 question. Can I take action on that problem now, or does it have to be put to a later date, right? So cut the grass, for example. Can I take action on it now? Have I got enough time and is the weather nice enough to cut the grass? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, you put a wee tick, you say, right, you're going to go cut the grass, you set a time. If the answer is no, you put a cross through it, and then you'll say try again tomorrow, or try again Thursday or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, it doesn't matter. You work your way around each of the problems. Now, if you get to a complicated problem that requires a bit more than just simply taking a major piece of action to fix it instantly, you ask yourself, what is the first logical step? Now, let's just say, for example, not that your car breaking down is a big problem, but if you've got problems with your car but you don't know what they are, your first step is to call the garage or whoever your dealer is to at least get it booked in, to get looked at. That would be the first logical step. So again, the piece of action is call the garage. You don't have to worry about the next steps, that will come. But you want to call the garage first and you mark that in. The point is you work your way around the conflict chart, then you have a plan of action. What that does with your subconscious is it relaxes you ever so slightly because it tells your mindset that these things, while still conflicts, while still problems, you're doing something about them, and therefore it allows you to, and it will lower your stress levels, lower your anxiety, bring you closer to peace. Now, a lot of the time when it comes to stress, we don't typically know we're stressed until we're stressed out. There are some telltale signs that none of us pay attention to. Blood pressure can be raised, heart can be raised, or you could be irritable, hungry, not hungry. Lots and lots of ways, you just search signs of your stress and you'll see a whole catalogue of them. But one of the interesting ones that people don't tend to pick up on is, are you waking up in the middle of the night, roughly between 2 and 3 in the morning, give or take, right? And if you're waking up at that time in the morning, and regardless of whether you think you need the bathroom or not, if you're waking up and then struggle to get back to sleep, and that's the key, because if you wake up for the bathroom, you come back and go back to sleep, right? But if you're waking up and then struggling to get back to sleep, that is a sign that you're stressed, and I'll explain why. So when you wake up in the morning, normally, cortisol will enter your system. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and it'll help fire you up. It'll create the element of stress first thing in the morning, so you get up, you're like, right, okay, and then serotonin and all the other hormones, blah, blah. But if you've been stressed throughout the day, I mean severely stressed and worried and anxious, etc., you throw off that cortisol cycle, because believe it or not, cortisol actually follows a bit of your circadian rhythm. And if that cycle is completely off, your cortisol levels will spike between 2 and 3 in the morning and wake you up. And then guess what? You're wide awake. And then what happens? You can't get back to sleep. And then you start thinking about all the problems that woke you up in the first place, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So typically, if you're waking up at that time in the morning and can't get back to sleep, that's a surefire sign that you should start to be doing more to mitigate the stress in your life and dealing with conflicts. Now, whilst getting back to sleep is always a pickle, in those instances there is a breathing technique you can do. I've done it for years as being an asthmatic, and it's called 4-4-8 breathing. So you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 8. And you typically, well, I always do 10 sets of it. And what it does is it doesn't always get you back to sleep, but it takes the edge off. If you are ever struggling with sleep, as I was for a period of time there, doing that and then lying completely still allows your body to rest. Okay. Now, whilst your mind might be going 100 miles an hour, it allows your body to settle and lowers your stress levels. Gets a little bit of recovery in. So you just lie there completely still and then, well, do your best not to think about the things that are pickling you. So that's a couple of tips there to hopefully bring you closer to peace, right? It's about identifying the conflicts of your life. Conflict charts can help. There are a bunch of other techniques you can do, but fundamentally, if you can mitigate the conflicts or get rid of them completely, you will find yourself closer and closer to peace. Now remember that life, whilst you'll go through a period, just this week, no problems, loving life, and then there's always going to be something, right? It's about understanding that things are going to happen. You can't control the things that happen to you in life, but you can do something about the way you react when they do. So here's a couple of tips for you. And then having some place like this, come and put your feet in the water and relax and chill out for a bit and recharge. I mean, I'm actually recharging now. The water's pumping me up. So thank you very much, everybody. Hope that helps. If you do enjoy my content, like, comment, share, you know the drill. I also have my app if you are interested. There's a stress management course on there with a bunch of different techniques that you could try out. I will more likely be sharing them for free on Facebook soon, so if you are short of a budget, hang in there. These lessons will be coming soon. Alright everybody, thank you very much.